right?
That's right.
Right? But it is truly, no, it's truly, we're here for the love of our labor. And the code of honor, we started to lose the code of honor somewhere along the line. And we need to bring it solid again. Code of honor between warriors, between each other. There's a code of respect for one another. And we don't divide each other that I can do this better than you. I said, well, if you can, that's for now. Don't mean tomorrow you can do it better than me, or the next day. Point is, if you can do it better than me, then I'm going to watch you do it, so that way, hopefully, that I will learn to be better at what I'm doing. We help each other. We teach each other. And so the students, and you learn 4 ways. You learn to memorize it. You learn to do it until you know it. You learn to own it where you don't have to think about it. And then you learn to give it back. Well, sometimes the students, you become the teacher's teacher. Certain things you say, certain things you do, you teach us about certain things that we thought, wow, I never heard it that way before or seen it that way before. And you came up with your brilliance and you taught us something. So we teach each other. So the 4th way is to give it and how you perceive it and how you feel about it. Then we may look at your power, your strength. And we can say, wow, that's something good. I didn't look at it that way before. Now I have another way of looking at it. And that is a code of honor. That is the Bushido way. That goes way back from the beginning, how it was started, how martial arts was started. And it goes back, I don't want to go that far back, but the point is to a point where it all comes, evolution comes back in a circle. And the honor system is very important. Truly, is very important. We're here talking about an honor system because, again, it's not about wearing the black belt. It's about earning the black belt. Okay? You can't buy the black belt. You have to earn that. And because, again, a student came to me and asked me, I said, what is it you want? He said, I want a black belt. I said, that's all? He said, yeah, I want a black belt. So I took my belt off and gave it to him. I said, you got a black belt, now what? Now what do you want? And he thought about it and he said, well, I don't want it like that. I said, well, that's what you said. How do you want the black belt? I said, I want to earn it. I said, well, then say, I'm here, not because of the black belt, I'm here to learn the knowledge that goes beyond, that comes with that. It doesn't mean that you're good just because you're wearing a black belt. Doesn't mean you're bad. It means you should know so much knowledge at that rank. And the beginning goes from that. That's what we're talking about. You were elaborating on that. Is it, Richard? You were talking about the other day about getting that black belt.
Yeah, and again, just what that represents. And I'm jumping ahead a bit here, but we're also, what started this conversation is behavior off the mat, and Sensei alluded to that a little bit earlier. Yeah, it's so important, when you come in here, you line up and there's discipline. You line up, you show respect. There's a certain protocol that you have on the mat to your instructors and to each other. And what's so important to us is that you are a martial artist 24 hours a day. You've heard me talk about this before. But the way you behave, the discipline, the respect you show each other, you really need to be like ambassadors for your club, your style, that when you go out in everyday life and society, that you do behave with that same sort of respect and that same sort of discipline outside and represent the arts that we certainly love so much, and hopefully you do too in the right way. Because there's a tendency for a lot of people to sort of role play. They get inside and they dress up and they walk around and they're this master or this teacher or this sensei. And it's, when I say role playing, when it's role playing for me is when they have all this philosophy and all this espousing of spirituality and everything, and for them it only applies for that hour and a half or whatever it is on the mat, and as soon as they leave the school, they think it's completely okay to shed that and to become anything but. good examples of good behavior, of honor, of morality, having morality, have a code of ethics and everything else. And part of that belt represents for me a way of behaving, a way of carrying yourself, a way of interacting with anybody, not just inside the dojo or the school, but outside of that too. And especially you younger ones, when you go to school, when you start to work and everything, just remember to be an ambassador for your art and to have that honor in everything that's instilled in you on the mat. It doesn't just apply when you put a karate uniform on. Remember, the uniform doesn't sort of hide the real you, it just covers the you. That real you, doesn't matter how you clothe it, should be there in any walk of life and anywhere you happen to interact outside of your school. In other words, just be a martial artist 24 hours a day. Don't make something stop and start here and then begin here and feel that you can be a complete, I won't use bad words, antisocial sort of person outside of the school and think that's okay because your instructor's not there to see you or judge you. This is where you've got to be truthful to yourself and behave in a certain way that you feel is befitting of the honor, of you as a person.
So truly, we talk about that balance of, that balance. The balance in life is really, truly respect, honor. There's a code of honor between each other. And to this day, we still walk with that code of honor because, again, it became a way of life. Like it should become a way of life with all of you. It's not like when you get your black belt, you think, once I got my black belt, that's it, I made it. I said, you didn't make anything. And it's almost like you're saying, well, once I got to this point, there is nothing else. Truly, a way of life is till you're no longer here. You take this, you walk it, you talk it, you sleep it, you dream it, it's all part of you. If you want to be not only a good example, but if you want to be a strong warrior in your life, this will help you for everything you do, everything. With your peers in your work, and it will help you with everything you do if you learn to make this part of your life. It will help you in everything. It will give you power. It will give you strength. It will give you compassion. It will give you patience. It will give you all the above in what it represents. And this is why the martial art, in any country you go to, you find the arts there. Why? Because it is a way of life. And that's what I'm looking for, actually here, passing. Because again, you get the best of us because you're getting our knowledge, our wisdom, our understanding. Okay? It's not something that we read and I'm going to give it to you. It's something that we did. And every decade, and it's changed, the warrior is changed. And so the code of honor is about the Bushido way. It's about staying with that. It's about respect. It's about an honor system. Okay? About honoring each other. So you have to stay with that. If you really want to be a strong warrior, you have to stay exactly with that. And that's what makes the foundation solid. And when you're solid, you can start to build. Build means you can do other knowledge with that and build it up. But without a strong foundation, it would all fall apart anyway. Okay, so your body, to me, is only physically 20%. Stretching, getting strong, it's only 20%. 80% of the rest of it is mental. Okay, and focus. What do you want? And then 99.9% of the rest of that is internal, which is emotional. And the moment you start to allow emotions to enter to your 80% focus, you start creating results maybe you're not looking for. Because if you bring whatever controls the mind, if you put anger in your mind, everything you see doesn't look good. Everything you talk about doesn't sound right. And it doesn't feel right. But if you're happy mentally, then everything you looks very good. Everything that comes out of your mouth is healing to others. So Remember, when you get up in the morning, just be thankful you have another day to do the things you love doing and be with people you love being with. That's truly an excitement. That should start to get your adrenaline in a rush. And you should be thankful. Don't take the day for granted. Oh, it's just another day. It's not just another day. Truly, a lot can happen in one day, and you'd be surprised if your eyes can see your gifts. In other words, if I'm blind and you're saying, I need help with this, and if you can't see your gifts come your way, you can't receive them. But if your eyes are open and you can see, then you can receive your gifts. That means when you're looking for help for somebody, there's always somebody there to help you. But if you can't see it, how can you get help? All right, so make sure, hey, that you get up in the morning and be so thankful that you have this day to do the things you love doing and be with people you love being with. That's a true first blessing that you could have. Don't take this day for granted, and don't think it's just another day. Truly, it's a blessed day. If you can live in the moment, means it's the hardest thing to do is to stay in this day. Because I'm already saying, well, when tomorrow comes, I'm going to do this. I said, well, what about today? Well, when tomorrow comes, or when Sunday comes, I'm going to go to the zoo. I'm going to do this and that. I said, but what about today? You forgot about today. You forgot about living today, and you're already jumping ahead of time. Stay in the day. Stay in the moment. A lot can happen today. And so when you're training, make sure your mind and your body and your soul is here. Don't be here and thinking, okay, I got to go and do my homework, I got to go and do this, I got to do that. If you're going to be here, all of you at one time, that you get the benefit from it. When you got to do your homework, go and put all of you into that homework, so that way you get it done with, it is over with. Hey, homework, you even have homework here. When you have to do gatas, wasas, grab arts, all the techniques, that's homework. You can't just leave it here, you got to practice it in order to make it solid, to make it better. So you're honoring your sensei by practicing, and you don't take him for granted. Or whoever it is, you don't take her or him for granted. Whoever's teaching you, you don't take them for granted. That they're here because, again, how many here know what your essence are? Your love, okay, your essence for what you do is the love for what you do. So you're paying. Say, well, I'm paying for this. I said, no, you're paying to do a workout, but you cannot pay for essence. We give you our love for what we do freely. Okay? So remember that. All the senseis here, they love what they do, and they're giving their love to you for how they love the arts. And they're passing it on to you, and you will pass it on to others. That is the Bushido heart. That is the way of a warrior. Okay? That is a solid warrior with a code of honor, with respect. And again, where there's no discipline, there is no respect. And the discipline is about your mind. What do you want? That's the code of honor. That's the Bushido way. And it should be that way. Even though it was lost somewhere along the line, evolution means it comes right back again. And we're bringing it to you because you're the next generation. You're the next generation that's going to pass on this code of honor. Because you're going to walk this code of honor. You're going to walk this strength. And people are going to say, how did you get it? And you'll be able to tell your story to them. And they, hopefully they will get it too. All right?
So, Master Fargo, everybody should take, what's the plan this morning? You have a little break, right? What's the thing?
You can stop that, Bill.
Yeah.
So